Guys, welcome back to my kitchen. And today on Elevated Homestyle, I am going to show you how to make a delicious Spanish rice. Spanish rice is a great side dish for any Mexican entree that you make. And I promise you, you are going to make this a staple to any of your Mexican entrees. So on that note, let's heat up the kitchen. For this dish, you will need 2 Roma tomatoes, a quarter of an onion, 2 garlic cloves, a cup of white rice. I use Jasmine. You want to make sure that you rinse it out well and you give it time to dry just because you don't want your rice mushy. A half a teaspoon of whole cumin, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of tomato bouillon with chicken flavor, or you could just use the chicken bouillon, some salt, some freshly ground pepper, 2 cups of chicken broth, and that's where the flavor enhancer is. Instead of using the water, just use the chicken broth and you are going to just be amazed of the taste. I use my homemade chicken broth and I will link the video up in the corner so you can check it out. You're also going to want a few pieces of onion and a crushed or smashed garlic. I like to use this in the pan as the oil is heating up so the flavors will mix in there just before I add my rice to brown it. I will link all the ingredients and directions in the description box. You're going to love how easy it is to make this rice. So let's get cooking. I am going to start by grinding my cumin with a little bit of salt, which helps break it down. And I'm going to grind this until it is completely ground. Now, if you do not own a molcajete, you can go ahead and buy the already ground cumin, which tastes great. But there's something about fresh ingredients in the meals and the dishes that enhances it. My cumin is fully ground. So now I'm going to go ahead and make my tomato sauce. Okay, I'm going to start with putting my onion in and then my tomatoes. Now I cut these up into chunks so it's easier to grind, and because I do not own a high-powered blender, so that is just how I do it. And then my garlic. I'm going to add my ground cumin. My onion powder. And a 1/4 cup of the chicken broth. Okay, and now we blend. My tomato sauce is blended. So now we're going to go ahead and start browning the rice. I'm going to use this large skillet. And I'm going to put just about 2 tablespoons of oil. And I'm going to place it on medium heat. And I'm going to let it warm up. Okay, so my oil is nice and hot, and I've added my couple strips of onion and garlic, and you're going to want to move this around for about 30 seconds to a minute. It's going to release its flavor into the oil. So when you brown your rice, you're going to get this amazing flavor in there. So don't stop moving it. Keep it moving so it doesn't burn. Okay, so it's been about a minute. I'm going to go ahead and take these out. and discard them. And now we can start browning our rice. Okay, you're going to want to mix it in. Get it nice and coated with the oil. And you're going to do this until it's golden brown. So you're going to stir it frequently. Don't let it sit for too long. While we are browning the rice, go ahead and heat up your chicken broth. I've already heated mine, and we are going to add the tablespoon of the tomato bouillon. Now it's hot, so it's going to help it dissolve, and you're just going to stir it to help it a little bit more. And you want to keep it hot. You don't want to pour cold liquid into your hot pan with the rice. So continue to stir and brown your rice. Once your rice is browned, you'll go ahead and pour it in. Okay, my rice is perfect. It has browned, and I am going to now add my tomato mixture. Okay, and I'm going to swirl it around in here for about 15 to 30 seconds so it can release its flavor as it sizzles. Oh, it smells amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my my chicken broth. And I'm going to go ahead and swirl that around just a little bit. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and add 2 pinches of salt in here and some pepper. And this will probably be about the time that you would want to taste it to see if you need to adjust any seasonings. Okay, so it has come to a boil, and I'm going to go ahead and place the lid on, and I am going to turn this down, the heat down to low. Now, everybody's stoves are different. Mine takes about 12 minutes to cook. Some might take 15, some might take 8. So I'm going to let mine cook for 12 minutes, and then I will be back. Okay, it's been 12 minutes, and my rice is done. And I am going to move this out of the way because the burners are still hot. There's a couple things you can do. Some people like to keep the lid on for 15 minutes, letting the rice rest. Or some people like to take the lid off, which I'm one of them, still not touching the rice for 15 minutes. And the reason why I do this, it's just a preference. There's no wrong way or right way, but I don't like the steam sitting in the pot or the skillet it gets, to me, it gets mushy. I like more of a dried rice. So I let it sit uncovered for 15 minutes and then I'll fluff it with a fork. So I will see you guys in 15 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. My rice has been sitting here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and fluff. It just looks perfect to me because I do not like wet, mushy rice. But this is your dish. You take it and run with it and make it however you like. Okay, so it's time to taste. All right, let's taste. It's very good. It is dry, just the way I like it. It's flavorful. You can taste the garlic. So if you're a garlic lover, perfect for you. Very, very, very good. See, it was super easy to make. It was quick. So if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, subscribe.